quality of life. I mean, the point is quality of life. Making is how we express ourselves, it's how we solve problems. You know, it's what makes us human. I don't remember starting a career in design. I've always been making stuff, making my own environment. When you studied industrial design in the 80s, it was very much about the skills, and you start from cardboard and you move to harder materials, and you only later get to the ideas. That bothered me a bit, and so who's setting the brief became a really interesting thing for me. And it became more about the strategic decisions, the reasons we design things, so much more focused on the purpose. From now on, keeps on evolving, and I guess we kind of define ourselves as creative strategists. It's about figuring out what's possible in relation to the ambition of the client. When the V&A and the Crafts Council approached for this really exciting project, I was looking at the mission statements of these great institutions, and I found one thing in both of them, which was about inspiring future makers. So I proposed this idea of power of making. There's this perception that craft only happens in little studios. Actually, craft is everywhere in industry. And it's also our most precious resource. We need to remember it and connect to it again. The response was overwhelming. It triggered a couple of other projects. One of them was the Maker Library Network with the British Council. The other one was Fixperts. Fixperts, it's kind of a simple idea of going out to meet a person, then finding the problem, then fixing it and giving this prototype. Started as a kind of micro-volunteering idea, and it caught on. Now it's in over 35, so I think 39 universities in 20 countries. It embodies how we'd like to respond to the changing world. It's kind of empower people to be able to solve problems together for others. These same values are worth developing also in relation to bigger ideas, so we started developing other formats, including the Fix Camp. 9 to 14-year-olds daily making their own tools and trying to solve big problems like housing or how we live together in the future. It was such joy to see them just drawing together, and it just reminded me what's so brilliant about doing things in this kind of learning environment. I do think that creativity is something essential that has to be part of education, and that's why we have to find everyone who believes in that, join together and kind of maybe under the umbrella of applied creativity, find some way of changing the education system to respond to that. London is home. It's a place where you can be who you want to be, and I think creatively it's one of the richest, if not the richest place to develop practice. For our times of this kind of the networked individual, it's kind of the ultimate city. As much as I love the city, there are those moments where I want to be at the edge of the land. It's almost physical. It's the smells, it's the noise, it's the shapes, but above everything else, it is that horizon. That one continuous, beautiful shape. It's connecting to the real world. And that's what making does. It connects us to the real world. Do I feel optimistic? Well, yeah. I think design has really flourished into arenas that were in the past kind of wishful thinking. That's amazing. But in order for design to be taken seriously, I think it has to engage as part of a bigger system, not be about design, but about what it's for.